Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Code with Surya Official. Today we are going to create an awesome countryside project using React.js. When we load the page, you will notice a smooth animation. You can see here, if I reload the page, you can see the smooth animation. If I come down, then you can see the smooth animation here as well. This looking nice. At the top, there is a search box that expands smoothly when we click. If I clicked here, it is smoothly expand. You can see this is smoothly expand. We can search for item and the result will be updated based on the query. For example, if I search for India, then you can see India related card is coming. If I start removing the letter from this text box, then you can see again all the country related data is coming here. On the right hand side, you will find option to sort and filter the data. You can filter by continent or region. So for example, if I select Asia, you can see all the countries are coming which belongs to Asia continent. You can see Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Israel, Indonesia, Japan, all are coming here. Let's suppose if I again search it for India, you can see India card is coming here. If I search for Pakistan, PAK, you can see Pakistan card is coming here. Let's suppose if I select for this Europe, then you can see all European countries are displaying here. Here, if you click this filter by region, again all the country is coming here. We can sort the result in ascending or descending order. So by default it is ascending order. If I select for descending, you can see it is started from Zimbabwe. Okay, so again if I select for ascending, again it is coming from Afghanistan. So this is the awesome project that we are going to build today. If you are new to this channel, then please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you are ready, then let's get started. Now I am in the Visual Studio Code Editor. I created a folder named Country App. To create a React project, I need to write npx create React app space dot and press enter. So it will create React project inside this Country App folder. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. Now you can see the project is ready. To run this project, I have to write npm start press enter. So this is our React application or React interface. Okay. So let's dive into this Visual Studio Code Editor. You can see this is our React project. If I click this src folder, if I have to go to this index.js, so this is our entry point. Okay. So here you can see React call this app component here. To go to this component, I have to click here, and so this is the app.js component. Okay. So the first step is I have to rename its extension to .js to .jsx. So this is our app component. So we have to remove from this header section. So and now go to this app.css file, select this enter code and remove it from here. Okay. So instead of this capital F, I need to write small f. Okay. And here I have to check it whether it is coming or not. Let me write React.js, save it and check it. You can see the React.js text will be displayed in the browser. Okay. Let's write our HTML structure. Before that, we need to paste our background image here. So for that, inside this src folder, I have to create a asset folder. Assets, I have to drag and drop to this background image. So you can see, so this is our background image. Okay, so close this CSS file and you can see, so this is our app component. So first target our app class. We have to go to this app.css file and here start writing our CSS. So the text align is center, font family Arial, padding is 20 pixel, background is, we have to write our URL here. So for that I have to write /assets/, you can see inside this asset folder we have this home background.png. So next I have to write background repeat, no repeat, and it is center and the position will be fixed. Okay, and the background size is cover. Mean height 100 VH, color is white color. Save it and check it in the browser so you can see. So this is our background image. Okay, so this is working fine. So let's go to this app component, and here first we have to call our API. So you can see, if I go to this browser and see, here it is restcountries.com/v3.1/all. So this is our API endpoint, and if I click this pretty print, then you can see the data. So these are the data which we have to call in our project and show it in our UI. So for that, go to this app.jsx component, and here we have to write our use effect hook. So basically use effect hook is used for calling the API. Okay, so it is empty dependency array. Okay, so for that, first we need to create a API URL here. API URL equal to, we need to paste this API endpoint. Okay, so this is our API endpoint. So go to this use effect. Inside this use effect, we have to call a function, and the function name is fetch countries. Okay, so let's create our fetch countries function. So const fetch countries, and it is an arrow function. So inside this arrow function, we need to create our try catch block. Catch, and here we have to write our error. So if any problem is happening inside this try block, so it will throw an error. So that catch block will catch the error and show it inside this console. Okay, so let me write console.log error. Go to this try block and start writing our code. Okay, so for that we need to write fetch. So inside this fetch function, we need to call this API endpoint. So for that, I have to pass this API URL. Okay, and it is a promise, so that I have to write here await. Here you can see it is showing error just because of our function is not a async function. So for that, I have to write async. Now our function is a async function. You can see here fetch function is calling this API URL and getting the data from the server and store it inside a variable, and the variable name is, let's suppose it is a response. So what happened here is, this fetch function is getting the data from the server as a response and store it inside this response variable. So now we need to convert this response data as a JSON data. Okay, so what I have to write is response.json, and it is a promise, so I have to write await here. So again this JSON data is stored it inside a variable, name it as a data. Okay, so the response is coming from the server and store it inside a data variable. Okay, but what I have to do is, I have to create a state variable here, and I have to pass this data to that state variable. For that, we have to create a use state hook here. So I have to write const, and the state name is countries, set countries equal to use state, and it is an array type. Okay, so now come to this try block, and here after this line, if the data is there, okay, if the data is coming, then what I have to do, I have to set the state here, set country, and what I have to pass, I have to pass the data. So it is a one line of code, so I just remove this curly bracket from here. So save it, and this looks fine. So now I have to check whether the data is stored inside this country state or not. For that, I have to write this console log here and check it in the browser. Save it and go to this browser, go to this React app, right click, inspect element, and go to this console here. Okay, so this looks fine. So the data is coming here. You can see, let me zoom it. So you can see here the data is coming here. All the data is coming from the server. Okay, great. So let me close this one and remove this console log from here. Now we have to display the country list. So for that we have to create a component. So go to this src folder and create another folder, name is component. Inside this components folder we have to create a component, name is country list, country list.jsx. Okay, so press enter. So you can see country list component is created inside this component folder. So let's write rfce, so it will generate this component boilerplate. So let's go to this app.jsx and here remove this line, and instead of this one we have to call this country list component here, country list, and you can see in the top it is imported. Okay, so let's pass these countries to this country list here. Okay, countries, and here I need to pass this country state as a profs. So go to this country list and we have to destructure here. Remove this country list text from here and create a class, and the class name is country-list, and inside this div we have to loop it these countries and show the country list. So for that I have to write countries dot map, and here I have to write country comma idx, that means the index, and inside that I have to write return, and here you can see this is the list of countries. So I have to create a country card and show it each and every country list here. Okay, so for that go to this component folder. Inside this we have to create a country card component. So before that we need to create a country list.css file. So for that I have to write country list.css. Okay, and let's import from here, import /country list.css. Okay, so next create our country card component. So for that I have to write country card.jsx. So now I have to write rfce, so it will generate this React component boilerplate. Okay, now inside this return we have to call this country card component, country card. So let me import it here, import country card form /country card. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, let me check in the browser. So you can see country card is coming. So we have to display all the country list here. Okay, so for that go to this country list, and here we have to pass, first one is key, and the key is idx. Okay, and the second one is country. We need to pass this country here. So we need to pass this country as a profs. And the last one is we need to pass this style css. Okay, so we need to write this animation here, animation delay. I have to write like this, idx into 0.1 second. Okay, so you can see if the idx is 1 into 0.1 second, if it is 0 into 0.1 second, like this it is, the animation delay will be calculating here. Okay, so go to this country card, and here we need to destructure first. First one is country, and the second one is style. So here we have to remove this country card text, and we have to create the class name, and the class name is country-card, and we have this style here. We need to write this style here. Style is style. So inside this div we have an image tag, and the class name is flag. You can see we have this flag class. Okay, so let's write our code here. So country.flag.png, save it and check it, all the flags is coming in. Okay, I'll show you the data as well. Go to this network tab refresh here, so you can see the data. We have this flag, and inside this flag we have this alternate text, PNG and SVG. So instead of PNG, we need to write this SVG, so it is looking good. You can see now this image is looking good as compared to PNG. Here we can write our alternate text, and the alternate text is country.name.common. So it is showing the name. After this image, we have to show our information here. That means the country information. So we have to create a div here, and the class name is info. h2 tag, and inside this h2 tag, I have to write country.name.common. After that, we have to display the population. So for that, I have to write p tag, and inside this p tag, we have a strong tag. So inside this strong tag, I need to write population. And here, population is, I have to write country.population.toLocalString. Save it and check it in the browser. So you can see here. You can see we have this country name and this population. So let me close this window. So now it is looking fine. Okay. So we can able to display the country flag, country name, and the population. Next we have to display the region. So for that, again I have to write p tag, and inside this p tag we have a strong tag, and inside this strong tag we need to write region. And here I have to write country.region. Save it and check it. You can see region is Africa. That means the continent. Next one is, we have to show the capital, country capital. For that, again I have to write p tag, and inside this p tag strong tag, and here I have to write capital, and here country.capital. So let's write our CSS structure. So for that, first I have to go to this country list.jsx, and here we have this country list class. Okay, so go to this country list.css, and here we have to start writing our CSS. Here I have to write display flex ref is ref, justify content is center, and the gap is 20 pixel. So next, close this one and go to this country card, and here we need to create a country card CSS file. So for that I have to write country card.css, and again I have to go to this country card component, and here I can copy this country card class. Dot country card border 1 pixel solid has DDD. Next one is border radius 10 pixel, padding 15 pixel, text align center, width 250 pixel, box shadow 4 pixel, 8 pixel, RGBA 0,0,0,0.1, background color white color, overflow hidden, margin 10 pixel, position is relative, transform translate y 20 pixel. Save it and check it in the browser. So you can see this looks like this. So this is not looking good. So we need to write our CSS and make it good. Okay. So next we have to write the hover effect here. So dot card hover, and inside that I have to write transform scale 1.05, and the box shadow is 6 pixel, 12 pixel, RGBA 0,0,0,0.2. Okay. So next we need to write our transition here. So in the top we need to write transition transform. So here we have this transform 0.3 second each, comma, box shadow 0.3 second each, and the last one is opacity 0.3 3 seconds each. Next we need to target this flag class. Okay, so you can see in this image we have this flag class. So for that I need to write this dot flag and here start writing the CSS. So the width is 100%, height is 150 pixel, object feed cover, yes, 8 pixel. Just save it and check it in the browser. So this looks fine. So you can see the card and the card is looking good and you see the hover effect as well. Okay. So now we can write the hover effect for this flag class. So for that I have to write dot country card hover dot flag and inside that I have to write this transform scale 1.05. Cursor is pointer. We need to go to this flag class and write this transition here. Transition transform 0.3 second each. Save it and check it. Now this looks fine. Okay, so you can see this looks fine. First time all the card is invisible, that means disappear, and after some time it will coming from top to bottom. For that what I have to do is I have to write here after this transition I have to write in this card country card class opacity is 0. You can see all the card is disappear, that is the blank screen. Okay, so now we have to create a keyframe here. For that I have to write keyframe and the identifier name is slide in. Okay, so inside this keyframe what happened, font opacity is 0, first time it is 0, and transform translate y is 20, that means 20 pixel. Okay, 2, what is the final stage, opacity is 1, so it will display, and the transform translate y is 0. Okay, so now we need to write this animation here in this country card class. Okay, so we have to write here after this opacity animation slide in 0.5 second forward. Save it and check it. You can see if I reload, you can see this looks great. So now the next step is here we have to display our information. You can see this is white color, that's why it is not visible. So let's write the CSS for this info. So you can see in this country card component we have this info class. Okay, so go to this CSS file and let me write this info, margin top 10 pixel, and after that we have to write, you can see here in the inside this info we have this h2 tag, so we have to write like this dot info h2, and here font size is 1.5 em, margin top and bottom is 10 pixel and the left and right is 0 pixel, color is #333. Save it and check it. Now it's coming. Okay, you can see South Georgia and Switzerland, this all are coming here. Okay, so the next one is we have to go to this country card and you can see we have this P and inside this strong tag is there. Okay, so for that I have to target this P tag dot info P, and inside that I have to write margin top and bottom is 5 pixel and left and right is 0. Size is 0.9 em. Color is #555. Save it and check it. So the color is coming. But what I have to do is I have to write here transition here. In this h2 tag transition color 0.3 second each. Save it and check it. If I reload, you can see this looks fine. Okay, great. Let me zoom out. So now it is 100%. Now you can see this looks fine. Cool. Okay, you can see the hover effect as well. Okay, great, cool. So now we need to target this strong tag dot info strong, and inside that we have to write this color. Again, it is has 333. Save it and check it. So now this looks fine. Okay. So let me reload this one again, so you can see the transition. You can see this looks fine. If I come here, again it is coming. If I come here, again it is loading. Okay, you can see the transition. Great, this looks great. Okay, so next we need to create a input here. That means we need to create a search box here. If we can search, so it will show the data according to our search. Okay, so for that we have to go to this app.jsx component, and here we need to create a component, and the component name is searchbar.jsx. Okay, and the css file name is searchbar.css. So go to this searchbar.jsx and write RFC, so it will generate this boilerplate, and go to this app.js component, and in the top we need to import it from here. After this div we need to import it. Search bar, you can see here the search bar is coming in the top. Let me zoom it, so you can see this search bar is coming. Okay, so let's write our HTML structure first. So here I need to remove this text and write this class name, and the class name is search dash bar, and inside this we have a input text, and the type is text, and the placeholder is search for a country. Okay, save it and check it. You can see here. Okay, so this is not looking good, so we need to write the CSS. Okay, so target this search text bar and go to this CSS file, and inside here I need to write dot search dash bar margin bottom 20 pixel display flex justify content center dot search bar input. Okay, so the width is 200 pixel, padding is 10 pixel, border radius is 5 pixel, and the border is 1 pixel solid, has CCC, so bit gray color. So this is the text box. You can see if I click here, the border is coming here. Okay, so for that I have to write dot search bar input focus. I need to write this pseudo class focus, and inside this I have to write outline none. Okay, so if I click here, okay, so the problem is why this is not applied is just because you can see here I just forgot to write this import statement here dot slash search bar dot css. Save it and check it. Right here it's dot ccs, so it is css. Save it and check it. Okay, so you can see this looks fine. You can see this. If I click, then I need to increase its width. Okay, so for that I have to go to this search bar. Inside this focus I have to write width is 250 pixel. You can see in the top for the first time it is 200 pixel, but when I click here it will be changed to 200 to 250 pixel. Okay, so for that I have to write the transition. Okay, so you can see if I click here it is not looking good. Okay, instantly it is coming, so I need to do smoothly. So for that I have to write transition with 0.3 second is. Save it and check it. If I click here, now you can see this looks great. You can see silky smooth. Okay, the next one is if I search anything, if I type anything, the card will be filtered and it will display according to this search in text. Okay, so for that again I have to go to this search bar.jsx component, and here I need to write on change here, on change. But before that I have to create a state inside this app component. Okay, so the state name is search term, const search term, set search term equal to use state, and for now it is empty. Okay, so I need to pass this search term here as a profs. We have to destructure from in this search bar. Okay, in the on change I have to write e such that set search term e dot target dot value. Save it, and you can see now I can able to write. Okay, so this is fine. So the next step is again go to this app.jsx. Now I have to write the filter logic. Okay, so for that go to this country fetch function. After that I have to write the filter logic here. For that I have to write countries dot filter, because all the countries related data is coming inside this countries state. Okay, so that's why I have to write countries dot filter, and here inside that I have to write country such that country dot name dot common two lowercase dot includes, and inside that I have to search the search term. So you can see here we have this search term. Whatever we are writing in the text box, the data is stored inside this search term state. Okay, so dot two lowercase. Whatever data is coming, we need to store it inside a variable, and the variable name is filter countries. Okay, so let me check in the console whether the data is coming or not. Okay, so the filter is working or not. So let me check, inspect element, and go to this console, and if we write India here, IND, you can see we have this two item. You can see the code is IN, that means the India is coming here, but you can see data is filtered, but this card is not filtered. Okay, so for that you can see in the country list we are passing this country state, but now what I have to pass is I have to pass this filter countries. Okay, so it is filter countries. Save it and check it. Now you can see India is coming. Okay, British Indian Ocean Territory, here the India word is there. Okay, so India letter is there, that's why it is coming. Okay, if I am writing Indian, INDIAN, so here you can see. If I remove, you can see that. So you can see all the data is coming here. So the search is working fine. Okay, so let's suppose I am writing CANADA, you can see Canada is coming. Okay, so if I am writing Pakistan, PAK, now it is coming. If I am searching for Bangladesh, Bangladesh is coming. If I am searching for Nepal, okay, so it is working perfectly. So the search is working fine. Now the last one is we have to filter by region wise. Okay, so for that I have to create another component here. Okay, so the component name is filtered component. First I have to do the filter with a continent wise or region wise. So for that I have to create a component, and the component name is filter country.gsx. So now I have to write RFC, so it will generate this boilerplate. Okay, so first let me close this component and go to this app.jsx, and after this search bar we need to create a div, and the class name is sort filter, because we are writing both sort and filter for this component. Okay, sort filter. We have to import this filter country here, filter country. So you can see here it is displayed here, filter country. Okay, so go to this filter country. We have to remove this div from here and start writing a drop down. For that I have to write select, and inside this select we have to write option, and the value is all, and here I have to write filter by region. Save it and check it in the browser. So you can see the drop down is coming. Okay. So first, I need to target this select tag. Okay. So for that I have to go to this app.csx CSS file, and here I have to start writing the CSS for this select. Okay. So the padding is 10 pixel from top and bottom, and 25 pixel from left and right. Background is HSL 209 23%, 22%. Margin bottom 50 pixel. Border is none. Outline is none. Radius is 5 pixel. Color is white color. And the cursor is pointer. Save it and check it. You can see this looks fine. Okay. So now I have to go to this filter country.jsx, and already I created this continent list array. So you can see this is a simple array of object with the IDs and the name. You can see we have these 7 continents here. Okay. So I have to go to this select, and after this option we have to write continents.main, and here I have to write continent, and inside this I have to write this option, and here continent.name. Okay, so you can see here we have this continent, and inside here we have this name key is there. So continent.name. Okay, and the value is here we have to write the value also same continent.name, and the key is continent.id. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see it is not coming. Again I forgot to write this return keyword here. Save it and check it. Now it is coming. Africa, Antarctica, Asia, everything is coming here. Okay, now if I select this Asia related countries is coming here. Okay, so for that I have to write here in the select, I have to write on change event, and the function name is select handler. So let's create this function here. So const select handler, and it is an arrow function, and inside this we need to get the region name. So for that I have to write E here, and const region name equal to e dot target dot value, and I have to create a function here on select, let's suppose, and I have to pass this region name here. So this is a callback. So this on select is a callback, so I have to pass it here. Let me destructure first and go to this app.jsx component. I have to call this on select here, and this is a callback. Okay, I have to create a function first for writing the filter logic. So for that, after this filter countries, I have to create a function, and the function name is get country by region. Okay, and here I need to pass the region name. This is the parameter. Okay, so again you can see here on we have to call this get country list from this on select. You can see if I go to this filter countries, here I have to pass this region name as a argument to this on select callback, and here I need to get it here. You can see region name. Okay, so function, and inside this I have to write this try catch block catch, and here I need to write this error console log error. Okay, and inside this try block again we have to call this API. So for that I have to write fetch. This time it is something different. So you can see here in the top, if I have to go to this API URL, I have to remove this all from this here. I just need to put this much only, https://restcountries.com/v3.com v3.1. Okay, so I just put this much only, and after that I have to go to this get country by region function, and here I have to write inside this template literal, I have to call this API URL, and after that I have to write region slash, again I have to write dollar curly bracket region name. If I select any region, so according to that region the data will be displayed here. Okay, so this is region name. Let me show you in the browser. Okay, so it is showing countries.filter is not a function. Okay, so before that I have to show you one thing. I just remove this country, I just remove this all from here, so that's the problem. So let me go to this API URL here. You can see in the fetch countries, again I have to remove this one tilde, and I have to write this template literal here, and inside that again I have to pass this API URL slash all. Save it and check it. Now this is coming. Now you can see here, if I click this Africa, so this Africa related data is coming here. So for that, so this is the region name. Okay, so if I select this Asia, so the Asia is the region name. Okay, so I have to get the data and store it inside a response variable, and again I need to do the same response.json. I need to convert it as a JSON and again store it inside a variable, and the variable name is data. And here again I need to set the countries. Set countries is data. Save it and check it. If I select this Asia, then you can see, okay, it is still not working. Let me check. I just forgot to write await here because it is a promise. So await, and here also await, and it is not an async function, so let me write async here. So it is async function here. So now you can see, if I select Africa, then you can see, boom, this looks fine. If I search for Asia related all the countries is coming here. You can see here, you can see this India is coming here. Okay, let's suppose if I search for India, it is coming only one. Why it is coming only one? Continent I just select as a Asia, that's why it is coming only India. Okay, so if I select this filter by region, it is coming this error here, you can see. So what I have to show you here is, let's suppose if I select Asia here, but I want to again reset it back. For that I have to reload it again. So this is not a good way. Let's suppose if I select the Asia, and if I let's suppose to click this filter by region, then it will again load all the data here. So for that what I have to do is, let's suppose in the region, in the get country by region function, we have to write one if condition here. Let's suppose if the region name is triple equals to all, you can see here in the filter country we have this all value. If I select this filter by region, so the value will come as a all. Okay, so again go to this component, and here I have to call this fetch countries. Okay, so if the region name is all, then it will call this fetch country again. Okay, so reload this browser once and let me check once. If I filter it to Asia, then Asia related data is coming. If I filter it to Africa, then you can see all the Africa related countries is coming here. Then if I click this, if I select this filter by region, you can see all the data is coming here. Okay, so it is showing countries.filter is not a function. Okay, so for that what we are doing here is, we need to, you can see here, after calling this fetch countries function, again the control come to this line. So for that, to restrict this one, we need to write return here. Save it and check it. If I select this Asia data is coming. If I select this filter by region, again this data is coming here. So there is no problem. Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, so the next one is, we need to do the sorting, ascending or descending. Okay, so for that again we need to create a component, and the component name is sort dropdown.jsx. Okay, so here I have to write RFC, press enter, so it will generate this component boilerplate. So inside this component we need to remove this div here and start writing the HTML. So for that I have to write select, we have two options, ascending and descending. So option is, first one is ascending and the second one is descending. So the value is ascending ASC, and for the descending we have to write value is DESC. If I select this drop down here, let me go to this app.jsx component, and in the below after this filter country I have to call it from here. So I have to import it, sort drop down, save it and check it. You can see it is coming. Okay, so before that I need to fix the UI first. In the app.jsx you can see here we have this sort filter class. Okay, so we need to target this class here. So for that I have to write, before this select I have to write display flex, align item center, justify content, flex send. Save it and check it. So it is coming right. So I need to put some gap here. Okay, so for that I need to write gap is 20 pixel. Save it and check it. So this looks fine. So this is the region and this is the ascending descending order. Okay, so now go to this sort dropdown.jsx, and here if I select this ascending, then the data will be coming as a ascending order. If I select this descending, and the data will be coming as a descending order. So for that I need to create a state variable first. So inside this app.jsx component, so go to this app.jsx component, and inside that I have to create a state variable, and the state variable name is sort order, comma set sort order, and by default it is ascending. Okay, so by default it is ascending. So now go to this sort dropdown.jsx, and inside I have to write this value first. Value is this one, sort order. So I have to pass it from this app.jsx, from this app.jsx, and here we have this sort dropdown. So I need to pass this sort order here. Okay, so this is the sort order, and now I have to go to this sort dropdown.jsx and destructure here, and here I need to pass it. Okay, so the value will come here. So now I need to write, so save it and check it first. So if I click this descending, you can see it is not selected. You can see only ascending is selected. So for that I have to write on change event here. So on change I need to call the callbacks here. So for that I need to write on sort change. This is the callback. On sort change, this is the callback. I need to destructure here, and in this app.jsx component I need to pass as a profs. So you can see inside this we need to create a function first. Okay, so for that go to this, before this return we need to create a function first. Close this window and start writing the function, and the function name is handle sort change. Handle sort change, and I need to pass e here, that means the event. Set sort order e.target.value. Okay, so now I have to call this handle sort change from here. Save it and check it. Now we can able to change the order. You can see select. If I select this ascending, ascending is selected. If I select this descending, descending is selected. So now our target is, if I select this ascending, then the card will be displayed as a ascending order. If I select this descending, then the card will be displayed as a descending order. Okay, so for that I have to go to this filter countries. After that, after this line, I have to write this sort function. So this is a JavaScript built-in function. So it is required two parameter, a comma b, and here I have to write the filter logic. Sort data, this is a state, is triple equals to ascending, ASC. Okay, so what happened? We have to write like a dot name dot common, okay, dot local compare, we have to compare to b dot name dot common, or else we need to copy this line, paste it once, and instead of this b, a, we need to put it to b, and instead of this b, we need to put it as a. Save it, and you can see here, if the sort order is ascending, then this execute this line, or else execute this line. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So you can see it is already ascending because it is a by default ascending. If I click for descending, if I select for descending, then you can see it is descending order. So it is coming from Zimbabwe. Okay, so if I click for ascending, it is starting from Afghanistan. Okay, so this is working fine. Let me check for this Asia countries which is coming from Asia continent will display here. You can see India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, everything. If I search it India, you can see India, Indonesia. If I write I, if I write O, you can see Indonesia. If I remove India, Indonesia, and if I go for South America, you can see Argentina, Brazil, all are there. Okay, if I go it for Europe, so you can see European country are there, Albania and all. Okay, so if I go it for Africa, then you can see the Africa related all the countries are showing here. Okay, so the final step is, if I reload this one and let me check, so you can see this, you can see the animation. So this looks fine. Okay, great. This is all about this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really motivates me. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Code with Surya Official. Till then, keep smiling and happy coding. See you in the next video.